Have you ever seen a woman walking alone in the snow? A woman whose eyes are colder than ice, and whose breath is deadlier than death itself. They say even whispering her name can summon a freezing wind in your ear. Tonight, I'll tell you the terrifying legend Americans call the Snow Woman. A spirit of death that lurks in blizzards. Long ago, in the mountains of Vermont, a man named William Carter and his 14-year-old son Ethan were making their way home on a freezing winter night. The snowstorm was brutal, like invisible hands pushing them back. Their breath rose like smoke, and the icy wind clawed at their bodies. After hours of struggling, they found an old abandoned wooden cabin, its door frozen shut as if no one had touched it in years. Desperate, they forced it open, lit a small fire, and tried to warm themselves. The night grew darker. The storm outside howled like a chorus of screams. Ethan fought to stay awake, when suddenly, he heard the cabin door creak open on its own. A woman entered. She was tall, wrapped in flowing white clothes, her skin pale as fresh snow, her long black hair dripping wet. And her eyes? Empty, lifeless, colder than winter itself. Without a sound, she drifted toward William. Ethan's heart pounded as he watched the woman lean over his father's face. Slowly, she pressed her lips to his and began to drain his breath. With every exhale, William's skin grew paler. Until finally, he went completely still. Terrified, Ethan stayed frozen. The woman turned her gaze to him. In a voice as cold as the blizzard, she whispered, "I'll let you live. But if you ever tell anyone about me, I'll return and finish what I started." And with that, she vanished into the storm. Years passed. Ethan grew into a man and married a beautiful woman named Emily. Her skin was pale as snow, and strangely, she never seemed to feel the cold, no matter how harsh the winter. Ethan found it odd, but brushed it off. One night, as they sat by the fire, Ethan told Emily about that night in the cabin, about the ghostly woman in white who had taken his father's last breath. The moment he finished, Emily's smile disappeared. Her eyes shimmered with that same icy glow he remembered from his childhood. Slowly, she stood up. The room temperature dropped instantly. The windows flew open and a snowstorm blasted inside. In that chilling voice, she said, "I warned you never to speak of me." Before Ethan could scream, she pressed her lips against his and stole his final breath. The next morning, neighbors found the cabin door wide open. Inside was nothing but frozen snow, and Ethan's lifeless body, cold as ice. Emily, the Snow Woman, was gone, vanished into the blizzard once again. So, if you're ever caught in a snowstorm on a dark winter night, and you see a pale woman dressed in white, don't look into her eyes. Don't speak. Just run, because if she notices you, your last breath will never be your own.